just had a quick warm up on the ramp, and it feels like this is the first time I had like a non-buckle, you know, it's Velcro, and it feels like there's a lot of pressure on my ankle. It's starting to hurt my ankle a bit, and there's definitely a bit of a pressure point, but it's not too bad. I feel like it's fine. I'm feeling pretty uncoat today. I figured it was just the skates, but it turns out I forgot my helmet, so I should probably go home and get it, but yeah, don't do what I'm doing. But anyway, I'm definitely having a lot of foot pain right now. It's weird. I've had this before on like every skate. I feel like it's like a breaking thing, but it almost feels like my foot's not flat on the ground, even though it definitely is. And like, yeah, the side of my foot is just aching, kind of like the foot pain I've had for the last 2 years. The raised heel feels really good for ramp. I feel like I'm going way higher, especially fakie. But anyway, let's do some grinds. I think the foot pain and feeling is just from the raised heel. It's like using muscles in my foot that I haven't used for a while, you know? Well, the weird thing I noticed is kind of on the shoes, it doesn't feel the whole shoe, you know? It's kind of weirdly to one side, but they definitely feel a bit clunky when I run, which is the downside of the big sole plate. It's like if I don't pay attention, I'll trip up. The loose strap's kind of weird. It's also really lame that you had to rotate it, like it comes the wrong way around, where you'd be knocking that off every time you skate. Easy fix though. And I did notice they're so flexy and big too that at times when I'm turning, I can literally, the sole plate hits the ground so easy and I can trip up, which makes them pretty bad for ramp. Really good for grinds though. So, you know, it's always a trade-off, and that's usually why I steer away from the big sole plates. It's also the windiest day, so I'm hoping you can hear me. But yeah, these are an exceptionally good rail setup. It's so fun. Like, I didn't wax that rail. It's been raining the last couple of days and they slide so nice and fast. The fastest I've had ever. It feels like, anyway, at least compared to my Thems, it feels so nice and fast. Like, I'd never go for a fish brain without waxing a rail, like, you know, especially this one. It's a little bit too long. But yeah, that feels great for rail. Like, one of the best. Like, the flex is great, like straight boot down rails are easy. It's definitely a different feeling. It's like more of on my ankle. There's less like support on the ankle. It doesn't feel unsupported, but it's like, yeah, a lot more flex. It feels good. I feel like I could get so tick on that rail if I skated these full time. Like, there's a lot of faith in that sole plate and that groove. It feels a lot like something that doesn't play a groove. Put right down, feels in a really good position. It's not like too high, too low. It's really natural, which I like. The real test will be the ledge though, because that's when wheel bite comes into account. I have skated this frame before though, and it's really good, so I think it'll be good. But yeah, the ledge looks real grippy. Look, I'll try it without wax too, just once to get the test. Look at that, it's all rusted. H-box were as fast as I was expecting, but the sole plate was way slower. Definitely needed some wax. Soles in general feel pretty bad. It's like, it's so big that I feel it kind of like, instead of me tweaking, it pulls away and goes flat on the ledge, which is pretty frustrating. It's weird. might just be the coping on the sledge. Top sides though, they're fine, really good actually, and all the groove tricks are fine. But yeah, the sole, like it really does feel like a McDonald's tray, you know? It feels like that, like pulls away. I'm not liking it. It feels slow and like I can't control the tweak. I feel like it's something you can get used to. Maybe I need to tighten it or something, but yeah, definitely not impressed. Like, because it makes it slower, because you're like, it makes you full friction. It like goes to full friction. You can't hold it on an ankle. Could just be the coping though, like I said. We got one more thing to test. My feet feel fine now too. They're not too sore. It comes and goes. It's weird. But yeah, we've got to try negatives, which is what this skate is built for. So, right? It's like the biggest negative play I've ever seen. And honestly, the few that I've stalled doesn't feel too good. So, I don't know. We'll see. Negatives feel fine. It's a similar feeling though to the soles where it's so big that they kind of pull away. But like, yeah, honestly I don't feel any safer than I do on my thems, which is a very different size negative play. I just saw these have 88mm or 88A wheels, so they're very soft. They don't feel that soft too, like it's probably why that grip's so bad. But anyway, I'm just gonna chill out and have fun now. I don't know if I get any more clips. I do want to go though and skate with Slug. He used to skate Xsjados, it was his main skate. And I want to get his opinion on these as a former Xsjado skater. Give him one down and see what he sees. So I'll cut to that. It's just such ugly shoes by the way. Like, oh my god. If the other ones are ugly, those are so much uglier. Look at that. It's like
these are like shoes that I'd wear when I was like, that I think were cool when I was like 16. Yeah. Like the style of them. Like,
yeah.
I would never wear them shits.
It looks like a snowboard boot or something. Something weird like that.
That's one thing too I've noticed. Because these slide, this needs to slide forward. You've got to set to like, I always love that. I love my toe like right on the end, because then it's less floppy, or flappy, or like just less big, bro.
Because you see, like, yeah, it's like it velcros into the back, which means like it's a big piece of velcro if you see.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah.
And the back of the shoes covered in velcro.
Fuzzy.
So yeah, like it's stuck to the back of the cuff. Like that's how it has to be ridden.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, because you can slide these forward, you know,
Oh, can you?
Yeah, that's what Xsjados are all about. So what you do, bro? Yeah, do you not know that?
No, I didn't.
So what you do, bro, is you take this off. See that?
Wait. Is it just the UFS bolt that holds
that? So you take that out. So it used to be different, but I'm guessing so. So when you take the bolt out, this will slide.
And you can move it forward, and it'll change the fit.
Yeah, and it makes it. That's why these are good for people who like are growing with their feet too.
Oh, because there's multiple sizes.
And it doesn't matter what kind of shoe you wear, because you can always adjust.
Ah.
Yeah, so you not know that?
No, I didn't. Yeah. No, I didn't see that. So that small piece of information that I probably would have never found out. I went to look for like a manual telling me in the box that came for these skates that you could do that, and it wasn't there. The only way I'd ever find that out is if I was like really taking the skate apart. Which, by the way I was feeling with it, was probably never going to happen. So, yeah, that small piece of advice made this skate feel over 1,000 times better. Like, for real. It felt so much better. From, like, how wide it felt to how responsive it was. Before I talk about that more, though, let's see Slug skate them. Slug usually skates some Rossi's M12s. Freestyle, so that he's skating flat here, but he did grow up skating Xsjado, so it's like he knows more about the skate than me, hence why he could tell me you could adjust the size. He told me that the setup they have on it is very good. It has all the changes they made are definitely upgrades. Even with the ugly shoe, he says it's more comfortable, and there's some problems with the old cuff, I guess, with how it was built. It just wasn't as good. And he never used the shoes. He never wore the shoes as shoes. So it probably doesn't make a difference to him. So if you were planning to use the shoes as shoes, you might be a little bit different.
Whoa. Fuck, I'm so not used to that.
Yeah, it's way more soul.
I try to like, even to just like, how I'm used to being able to go like that. There's like a whole wheel there before.
Oh yeah,
Like,
just
it's so
flat.
cool.
Yeah. I'm talking from there, so Slug, please correct me in the comments if I say that wrong. I should actually record you saying it. But anyway, while you watch Slug kill it in these skates, it's interesting to see, one, how quickly he can adjust to flat, but two, how flat changes steer slides. Wouldn't think that was a thing, but definitely makes it weird, the balance point and the grippiness of it. I don't give him massive credit for this boot down royale he got to without even trying. It was so impressive, dude. Flat skating, it's a testament to how good this frame is. But anyway, my overall thoughts and my review, my first impressions of the skate. Well, after making those changes, which was shrinking the shell down by moving it back a couple notches and moving the buckles so they sat more on top of my foot, the skate literally did feel thousands times better. It was like I was more in control. It wasn't pulling away from me on grinds and ledge like it was in the first place. I felt a lot less clunky and a lot more like I was in control. And overall, it really saved the skate from being I don't want to skate at once to I gotta give this a few more sessions. I gave a few more sessions here and there, and it performed well. It was really fun on rail. There's definitely the place where it was best on the P rail, but it has a very interesting feel. That's the big standout point for me, is that this piece here, the T piece on the skate, is the bit that holds your foot, and that's where it feels like you get the support. Not like the ankle. Most skates I skate, the support is like in the ankle here, but here it's all here in like the 45-degree strap, which makes it kind of wobbly feeling, kind of, but in a good way, like good for royales, good for like boot down tricks, but especially bad for ramp. I skated these on the mini ramp and the vert, and it made me hate skating. I don't know, like you think it'd be good because you'd be able to do heaps of grinds, but the sole plate's so big that on the ramp that I skate there, it digs into the shitty plywood on the top and just everything slid really slow. And that made me feel shit because it's a big sole plate, you know, and if I'm not landing tricks on a big sole plate, it feels dumb. And overall, just rolling on the ramp, especially the vert, was just so not enjoyable, man. There's just I lose all my like power transfer. It's too floppy. This is just not a ramp skate, which is what should be obvious to most people. But I can confirm it for you. It's not a ramp skate. So even though changing the setup did make the skate way better, I do think it's kind of dumb, mainly because you can't, like, the idea of sold on the skate is it's sold as one that you can really adjust to make fit you well, get rid of pressure points, and make it feel good. But I think that is completely cancelled out by the fact that you're limited to the liner or the shoe that comes with it. And the worst part about that, I think, is it should come set up properly for that shoe. So I had to make a bunch of adjustments to make it fit this shoe properly, which made it way better. But like, this is gonna be how you're meant to skate it, and like everyone will skate it like that. Maybe they'll loosen the buckle a little bit, but the width should match the shoe. And to me, you know, I'm in rollerblading and I didn't realize you could change the width. So I can see a lot of people getting the skate, especially if they're new, and never realizing that, you know, they're skating it in a way where it's set up and they have the power to make it better. I think it should ship set up at the right length for the shoe like this, and with the buckle centered over the thing. Like, I don't get why it isn't. I think it's probably just because they have one shell that they don't change the size of and they just chuck different shoes in, and it's probably just the time of changing it around. But that would be a huge improvement there, and overall I think, yeah, makes the skate feel like it's not as adjustable as people made it sound. And a lot of people tell me this is the most comfortable skate they ever get because you can dial it in like that and move all the parts around. But for me, it wasn't any more comfortable than any other skate I've had before. So there's nothing wrong with it, but it wasn't exceptionally good, so I wouldn't commit to changing to it. I really think that the shoe aspect of the skate is pointless at this stage because it's just such a ridiculous shoe. Like, you're never going to want to wear this shoe. It's not even that functional too. Like, I walked like maybe an hour in it, half an hour to the train, half an hour back, right? And it gave me blisters on my ankle just because it's too high up. You can't walk in it, dude. It's just not designed for walking. At that point, it is just a weird liner, and I think you might as well get rid of the shoe part if you can't use it as a shoe. It needs to be a normal looking shoe. I think that's so important. Even if this cuff is a big upgrade, there needs to be a separation there, because otherwise, to me, it shouldn't even be a shoe. Although the shoe aspect did get a lot of people talking to me about the skate. I had people come up, a lot of skateboarders and rollerblades being like, whoa, they strap on the shoes. It was like a good attention grab. I think that's something that would be good for maybe marketing for rollerblading and for the skate, like really show off that it straps into shoes, because people seem to really like that idea. It's kind of like a lot of people's biggest complaint with rollerblades is that you can't take them off very easily to do something. And this is the answer to that. And I think in your head, it's a really good answer, but in reality, it's not quite as nice. For a serious skater, you don't need the convenience of this shoe because you're going to take it off anyway. and it's kind of harder to take off than a liner. So it's sad that this has to be a point in my videos, but it is worth noting that this, when you buy it stock, is a very skatable setup. The frame, wheels, and everything quality-wise is great. This is a very skatable flat setup, one of the best. The Kaiser fluid frame is really good, and even if it's your first time skating flat, you should still be fine. It's a great frame setup for that, and Powerslide knows that. That's why a lot of skates come like this, and you can't guarantee that. A lot of skates come with the wrong, like a frame that you can't even skate how it comes, which is dumb. So props for that. Yeah, the quality for everything is really good too. Everything seems like it will hold up good. To me, there's no weird red flags. Everything seems protected nice and thought out, and the quality seems there to me. Where the skate will perform best is for all the grinder bladers out there, especially the people who like to skate like a P-rail or something. This skate is made for you to be a tech skater skating rails. It can't be beat in that regard. It's got the ridiculous size sole plates, so big to the point where you can't actually tell which foot is which when you look at it. I put these on the wrong foot. Like, I had the right shoe on, but put the wrong shell on the wrong foot. I did it at least 10 times, which makes me feel so dumb, but like, just because it's so wide. Like, usually I guess I look for the curve to the toe, to the sole plate, and on these, it's literally, it's like just as big on each side. It didn't just happen to me, it's happened to Lino, other people have done it. I'm a dumbass, but yeah, I know, that just shows how big the sole plate is. But yeah, I really, really did like skating it on rail. It felt like you could get so tech on it. And like, that's where its prime is. If you like grinds, this is the skate for you. But only if you really only like grinds. Because this skate is absolutely terrible for ramp, specifically like mini vert ramp, any kind of park stuff. It is too floppy for that. I found it infuriating and made that kind of skating not fun at all. There are skaters out there who do skate these on ramp very well, so and you could be the exception, but yeah, in my opinion, in my experience, this made me hate doing anything but grinds. And overall, the skate is definitely not for me. I'm not going to continue skating it. It just didn't feel right. It kind of started to make me not like skating because of how limited I felt in skating them, and how it just didn't feel like a skate for me most of the time. It is a good skate though, and a good overall product from Powerslide. And if it intrigues you at all and you like just doing grinds, that's all you care about, then I definitely recommend it. You won't regret buying it. It's worth money. They have a good royalty for Eugen for the skate too, which is good. And he's a great skater and a great dude, so you can feel good about supporting him. If you have any questions about the skate that I somehow missed, feel free to ask them below and I'll get back to you. Massive thank you to Powerslide for giving me the opportunity to try these out and letting me just talk shit about them. It's kind of unreal that that's allowed to be a thing. Also, a massive thank you to my patrons for supporting me and making it possible. If you want to help me keep making videos like this, consider signing up. It's only like a couple of dollars a month. And for the couple of dollars, you actually unlock some secret premium videos just for you as well. You can find out what they are by clicking. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I hope you get to go for a skate. Thank you. I forgot to mention, but when I first put these on, I almost lost a toe because there was a staple sticking up in the center of the foot out of view, and it was quite hard to fix. This is definitely just a very unlucky defect, but maybe check before you put these skates on.